guys, welcome back. I'm Brittany with Confident Girl Confessions, and I have Christina with me, Girl with Greens.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking more about health hacks, you know, and just ways that you can essentially hack your health.
Absolutely. So this is probably one of my favorite topics, especially for people who are just starting out, trying to make little tweaks to get healthier, to optimize, to really become more efficient and get more out of their day,
Very cool.
more out of their life, right? So this isn't just about food. I'm going to kind of talk about a handful of different things that we can all do to like help us take our lives, like supercharge our health, take it to the next level. So
Yeah.
well, so we'll start with the first one. This is probably one of my favorites, one of the easiest to do, is starting your morning off with hot water and lemon.
Oh.
So I actually do more warm water so it's not piping hot.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it takes forever to drink and I'm in a hurry in the morning. So literally when I wake up first thing in the morning after brushing my teeth, I go downstairs, put my tea kettle on, you know, boil some hot water. I take like a wedge of lemon, squeeze it in my little coffee mug. I pour a little bit of cold water in there just to kind of help when the water is steaming, piping hot, coming out of the tea kettle.
Balance it out.
It kind of balances out so I can start drinking it right away. This is great and so healthy on so many levels. One, the vitamin C from the lemons is really great for your immune system. It's a great immune booster, which we all want great immunity, so we're not getting sick all the time. We feel great. It's a great detoxifier for the liver, which is great, especially if you've had a couple of drinks from the night before, or you're taking medication, which is also really hard on your liver, or just a whole host of things, depending on what you're eating. The other thing too is it's great for digestion.
Okay.
So the more we kind of learn about food and how it works, as we eat things that are easier to digest, that is going to help promote health. It's going to promote increased energy, increased beauty, like better hair, better skin, you know, more radiance, all those kinds of things. So digestion is key. So that's really good. It's one of the
So, literally, hot water and lemon.
fresh lemon juice.
Does help.
Right.
Does all that.
It also helps promote healthy weight loss.
Wow.
And then hydration, right? So many of us are like underhydrated. Water is so
Very
important.
dehydrated.
So you've been sleeping, you know, 6 to 8 hours, hopefully, whatever. You know, we need to hydrate our bodies first thing in the morning, kind of lubricate everything, right?
Yeah.
So being able to start your morning with some water
Wow.
that's just nourishing, and some like lemon juice, which is really alkaline. People think, oh, lemons are acidic. Well, they are acidic in nature, but inside our body, they're alkaline. And we talked about in one of our other videos,
Yes.
you know, really trying to have a more alkaline diet. So it's good to even throughout the day to drink lemon juice in your water. Because again,
Very cool.
here's another cool tip.
Do it.
When you drink lemon juice in your water, it's actually more hydrating. There's something with the mixture, the combo between the two,
That's cool.
that allows your body to become more hydrated than if you just drank water.
Wow.
Without.
That is so interesting. So,
So
then,
it's like just supercharging your hydration.
yeah, so then how much water and how much lemon?
Okay, so great question. I would do like 8 ounces or 12 ounces, you know, like a coffee mug. That's what I use in the morning. It's a coffee mug, and fill it full. And then I do anywhere from like a quarter, or sometimes a half of a lemon. It really just kind of depends. And sometimes you can spice it up. If I'm not feeling good and I kind of like feel under the weather, I'll slice up some fresh ginger,
Oh, yeah.
a couple slices of fresh ginger, and pour it in there and kind of let it steep in there as well. Because ginger is a great antibacterial, great anti-inflammatory,
Very
great for the immune system. If you're trying to lose weight, adding a little bit of cayenne pepper is great.
I've heard that.
I'm also a huge fan of apple cider vinegar because it does like a myriad of things. It's like a miracle food. It's also great for weight loss, for digestion, great for food poisoning. So sometimes maybe I'll even add it in my hot water and lemon in the morning. So another thing, so I talked about ACV, apple cider vinegar. One of my favorite ways to incorporate it into my diet is in my salad dressing.
Oh, wow.
Right, so because you always kind of have like the oil and the vinegar, something acidic and fatty with your dressing. So I'll literally just do olive oil, a little bit of lemon juice, and some apple cider vinegar with some salt and pepper.
That's so simple.
So
and you know
simple.
like what those ingredients are too.
And it tastes great because, you know, you have the acidity in your salad dressing. You're used to that. It's a lot easier because a lot of people just can't do the straight ACV or even
Yeah.
diluted in an 8-ounce glass of water, it's still really
It's
pungent.
it's vinegar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's strong.
It's like dyeing eggs. That
Yeah.
type of like strong
Exactly.
smell. Mhm.
Exactly. So that's one of my favorite health hacks, and I do that every morning. Another thing that I love is adaptogens. I think these are like such a great hack. What is an adaptogen? So adaptogens are foods or roots or herbs that allow your body to adapt to stress. So when we're stressed, when our adrenals are in overload, we're not sleeping well, and our body's out of whack, we're at this like heightened sense, and we're stressed, adaptogens help your body and work with your body to kind of bring down the cortisol levels and fix some of these things or give you more energy. So I'm a big fan of maca, which is a root that gives you a lot of increased energy. It's great for libido and sex drive, for mental clarity.
Where would you find that?
So any health food store.
Okay. Because
Whole
I
Foods,
definitely have never
Sprouts,
heard of that.
Central Market. You can throw it in your smoothies. I do that a lot. Right now I don't, because if you're pregnant, you cannot have it.
Good thing you know that.
Yeah. And I always tell people too, you do want to consult with your doctor, especially if you're on medications and stuff, because sometimes adaptogens can throw off, like really you can't have any adaptogens when you're pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Some of them can cause miscarriage and birth. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
just, you got to be careful.
And
But
is it like, and how do you say the word?
adaptogen.
Adaptogen. So is that like other common foods, or is it something?
So these are all
Crazy,
more
like
of
maca.
like roots. Yeah, so like ashwagandha is great for energy. Rhodiola, cordyceps,
Yeah.
mushrooms, like reishi mushrooms. All mushrooms are considered adaptogens.
Okay.
They help support your health and your immune system. Like they're not like an apple or
Yeah, they're not very
they're not common. They're, until you really kind of dive into that world. But they can be amazing for helping balance out stress levels, getting better sleep, just a whole host of things.
Very cool.
So those are really great. You can add a lot of this, you can just throw them in your smoothie in the morning. Huge fan of doing smoothies in the morning. Great way to start your morning off. Get a lot of fiber, a lot of nutrients, a lot of minerals. Fill up on that, the good stuff and start your day off on the right track.
So you believe, which I'm sure you do because I'm sure it's true, but that breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
It is important. I think they're all important. But I do think breakfast, right, it starts the day off. So if you start off eating Pop-Tarts or an egg McMuffin or something, right, you've already now kind of set
The tone
for your day.
Yeah.
Whereas if you start out with a healthy green smoothie, you feel great, you feel light, you feel energized, you probably are going to be more likely to want to make better choices throughout the day.
Yeah, you'll be more
And if you
aware.
don't, at least you got in your morning smoothie
Yeah.
and you feel better.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's a great one. Supplements are another great thing. I'm not a big fan of over supplementing. My philosophy, it's really important to just get all the nutrients you need through food. But a lot of times, especially being plant-based, if you're not doing any dairy, you do need to supplement with B12.
Okay.
So I supplement with B12. I supplement with vitamin D because I've had deficiencies in that before. That is the largest deficiency that Americans have, is vitamin D. So supplementing with that's really key. And I mean, if you aren't low in it or deficient in it, that's where you want to get your blood work done and
Right.
then you're good, But a lot of times we're sitting in an office all day. We don't have the luxury of going outside in the sun.
I can see it outside my window, but
I know.
like working 8
And
hours
it's
a
so
day.
important to get that sunlight, but sometimes our lifestyles just it doesn't work, right? Probiotics, that's another thing I think everybody benefits from. So gut health, your microbiome, you're starting to hear a lot more talk about this. A lot more people talk about your gut health, your microbiome, all the bacteria. So 80% of your immune system lives within your gut.
Okay.
So obviously if you're putting bad stuff
A
in there
lot.
that's inflammatory, right, that's really going to affect your immune system, your energy, how everything works. So what probiotics do is they're good. So you've heard of antibiotics,
Yes.
right? You go to your doctor, take antibiotics, right? Those kill the good bacteria.
Okay.
So probiotics kind of put the good bacteria back into your gut and help kind of balance that out.
Yeah.
So there's always stuff we're breathing in every day, we're drinking in, we're taking in, whatever. We can't live in a bubble that's perfect. So it just helps overall to support our health.
I mean, it's even when you're driving down the highway.
Yeah.
You know, you have to like
You're breathing in the car exhaust.
Yeah, it's
or
like
someone's
those big old
cigarette
trucks.
smoke, which I'm super sensitive to. So yeah, probiotics is great. I also love, especially right now, to supplement with elderberry syrup.
What is that?
It almost, if you've ever had like boysenberry syrup,
Yes.
like they, you know, right? It kind of tastes similar, but it's like nature's like flu cure. But it's also great, not just for flus, but for colds and just immune support. And it's good for allergies. So I know I keep like clearing my throat and having this dry cough. I've been struggling really bad this season with seasonal allergies. And I've heard when you're pregnant, it can get escalated. I've like never experienced this before.
Yeah.
So I've started incorporating a little bit of elderberry syrup in the morning. I'll mix some apple cider vinegar in with it, which is also a great natural remedy for allergies. I'm supplementing some other stuff too, but those are safe for me to take while I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And it just helps boost your immune system.
For sure.
So most people are probably not getting enough of sleep.
Yeah.
We were just
I'm a little tired.
we were just talking about this. This podcast that you turned me on to, Ed Milet.
Yes.
But he's talking about just how important sleep is, and especially for our health. If we're not getting enough sleep, and if we're not getting the right quality of sleep, right? So I'm all about quality. You know, if you're eating, say, a lot of berries, but they're not organic because they're heavily sprayed with pesticides, and you're taking all of this extra stuff. So getting good quality sleep affects your mindset, obviously, your awareness, your mental clarity. Weight loss is a huge thing. So for people that are trying to lose weight, if you're stressed, if you're not getting enough sleep, your cortisol levels are going to be higher, which is going to make it a lot harder to lose weight.
Absolutely.
So sleep is huge. Let's see, what else? Oh, another thing, water, hydration.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a big one. Drinking really clean, pure water. So tap water, people, I hear this a lot, oh, tap water is fine, it's been clean, it's, you know, up to regulation, whatever. They've actually done, there's a ton of research on this, that, you know, several thousands of the municipalities, the tap water, you'll find chemotherapy drugs in, birth control drugs, all sorts of like medications that don't get filtered out.
Yep.
Obviously, they treat the water with chlorine, which is an antibiotic, right? I mean, I'm glad they treat that with that to help kill a bunch of the other stuff, but you don't want to be consuming
birth control.
Yeah, that, or you don't want to be consuming chlorine.
That you just don't even know what's in there, yeah.
Exactly. So finding a really great filter. Right now that I'm pregnant, I'm even more like sensitive to being hyperhydrated.
Yeah.
So I have the best thing I could find was like a Brita water filter that's a plastic, but it's BPA free, which is another thing. If you're drinking out of plastics, make sure they're BPA free. A lot of the bottled waters don't do that. Those are other toxins that can also affect neurotoxins and stuff and cause weight gain.
Wow.
If you're struggling, there's just so much.
That's so crazy that just even plastic can make a big difference like
huge
that.
effect. So I cleared out all my plastic food storage stuff, and if it is plastic now, I know it's BPA free, it's safe. But I try to use glass a lot. But staying hydrated. Here's another trick too, is a lot of people, when they say you're trying to lose weight, oh, drink a lot of water with your meal, you'll fill up. That's actually really counterintuitive. So when you drink a lot of water with your meals, you're actually diluting the digestive enzymes in your body that make the food break down.
Oh my god.
So the food doesn't break down as well. You don't absorb as much nutrients. You feel more bloated for longer. So I tell people, drink, have water in between your meals, maybe 30 minutes before and then wait, maybe 30 minutes after. I mean, you can have a little bit to sip on, obviously, as you're washing food down and stuff, or if you're, but don't have like a ton of water with your meal. And that will help with bloating, with weight loss, with your energy levels, because it won't make you feel weighed down. Your food's gonna digest better. It's gonna be a lot cleaner.
Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool. It's just you have so much knowledge on things that I wouldn't even consider. It's just like for me, kind of what we've talked about is that I just kind of live my life, and if I'm hungry, I eat whatever's convenient, and I don't really take the time to educate myself because there's so much information.
Yeah.
You know, and
It can be overwhelming.
Yeah, and I just don't know how, and maybe you can answer this. I don't know how you know what is correct. You know, how do you know that like that information is right? You know?
Well, I mean, there's so much research out there and so much documentation. And the other thing you have to be aware of too is there's going to be research out there that says this is good and then it's bad, right? So you really have to find what rings true to you and what makes sense. Because just like you were saying earlier, like there's research that talks about how coffee is good for you, and then there's research how coffee talks about how it's bad. So I think it's important to do your own research and be your own advocate, and not necessarily just listen to what I say, listen to what Brittany says or whoever else you're following, but really do your research
and make it true to you.
and make it, and be
Make
like,
it your
does
own.
this make sense? Does the research, you know, and then try it and see how you feel.
Yeah, because that's something else we talked about is how people's bodies affect differently with different foods and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because if you were to have my diet with you growing up vegetarian and plant-based, you wouldn't. It would
I'd
not
be
work.
so sick.
You'd be very sick, you know? I eat a lot of hamburgers.
Yeah.
Just to start, you know what I mean? So it'd be...
I have a good switch out for you.
No way.
So there's a company called Beyond Meat.
Okay. That's a cute name.
And they sell them at Whole Foods now, and they are like the closest thing to a hamburger you can get. They even like when you put them on the grill, they sizzle. They like
I'm okay
kind of,
with that.
I guess, bleed a little bit. And Aaron had one for the first time, and he was like, "If you had not told me that this was a plant-based burger, I would have thought it was real."
We're gonna have to try that.
So that's a great way to start swapping out.
Yeah.
It's made with clean ingredients, pea protein, so there's like 20 grams of protein per burger.
Nice.
So you're still getting your protein. It's still really tasty, but it's a lot healthier option, and it will digest a lot cleaner than like your beef and
Then my Shake Shack burgers.
yeah. And they just started coming out with a sausage, and the Whole Foods that we shop at just started carrying it, and we bought some the other day. And
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We chopped some up for breakfast, put it in with some scrambled
that
eggs and
sounds
some
good.
fresh tomatoes and spinach, and did like a little scramble.
Oh my gosh!
It
Can you just come over and make
awesome.
my food? That
It was so
sounds
good. It was so good.
Yeah.
So
That's so cool.
great swap for you there.
Yeah.
And for y'all too. If you're trying to make the switch to go plant-based.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. That was so much great information. I feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch all of these to like be able to understand the depth of information and knowledge that you've shared with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you guys soon.
Bye guys.
Bye.